up next. So if you want to influence whether we save the animals or we save the frames for
はい、
this upcoming
お
run,
待た
make sure
せ
that
い
you
たし
mark
ました。
for that poll. Chat, we are so
続い
close
て
to
の
our
タイト
original
ル
goal
は
of
スーパー
$3,000
メ
for
トロイ
GoFest,
ド
and we could not
と
have done
な
it
っており
without
ま
you.
す。
Thank you all so much.
カテゴ
But
リが
real
今
quick,
回、グリ
for
ッチレ
me,
スパー
as
セント
Ori
コープ
said,
スピード
make
ラ
sure
ン
that you're
み
drinking
たいな
some water,
感じでござい
stretch
ま
your bodies
し
out,
て、
move the wrists
奏者が
around,
お二
and
人いらっしゃる
know
感じ
that
でございます。
2025 will come right back after this quick
解
break.
説の方の応募は現在ありませんので、わかりますよという方がいらっしゃって、お時間もちょうどよくて喋れますよという方がいらっしゃったら、解説に応募していただけると嬉しいです。お時間はいいけど、喋るのはね、という方もいらっしゃるかと思いますけど、という方は、チャット欄の方でコメントいただけますと、非常に嬉しいです。よろしくお願いいたします。司会の私は、メトロイド系、スーパーメトロイドを含め、遊んだことがないので、見ていけたらいいな、くらいの感じでございますけれど。はい。スーパーメトロイド自体は、もう、半分くらいのイベントにあるんじゃないかという勢いの大人気タイトルですから。視聴者の皆さんも見たことある方は多いかと思いますけれど。もう、ね。本イベントは、画面を見ていただくと、本家側を見ていただくと分かると、もうすぐ終わりますけれど、視聴者の皆様方におかれましては、健康に自分を気をつけて、できれば最後までご視聴いただけると嬉しいです。
And hello, chat. I hope you got your stretches in and you're ready to crouch into a ball and roll around, maybe? I think that's how Metroid works. Right now, we do have that bid war open that is whether we save the animals or haunt the animals? I've been told there's a little bit of a mix-up, and right now Save the Animals is winning by $5, but if we want to learn more about that bid war, the good news is we are ready for this new challenge category created specifically for No Glitches Allowed. We have Anfunny and Poork running Super Metroid Glitchless % co-op.
あ、画面が来ましたね。
Well, hello, Pork. How's my favorite piggy?
Oh, hey, Anthony. I'm actually feeling a little bummed right now.
Aw, what's wrong, Pork?
You see, I want to run Super Metroid. Do a speed run of it, any percent. I don't know any of the tricks. I don't think I could do it alone.
Well, I'm pretty good at the game. Why don't we play together?
You can play Super Metroid cooperatively?
Yeah. Together, even a ham brain like yourself can speedrun Super Metroid.
Oh, wow. That'd be great.
I can tell you how to do it using a multi-troid. What do you say, Pork? Would you like to show all the nice people at home how to speedrun Super Metroid?
Boy, would I?
All right. My ears, the chat, we're losing viewers. They came for the Super Metroid. They didn't come for this bad acting job. No, I'm kidding. I'm WXFan21, commentator for Anthony and Poork, Super Metroid Glitchless co-op. This is going to be a fun one. Boys, are you ready to get this started so we can get right in and explain to the folks what this is?
Heck yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
Which chat, are you ready? If you are, count it down with me. 3, 2, 1, go!
はい、ウルトラクです。
All right.
さっきの
Welcome to Super Metroid Glitchless Co-op.
最初のお話の時、右の豚のパペットの方がちょっと羽織ってたのわざとなのかな。
If you've listened to me, I am a esports broadcaster. I've also done a lot of Metroid franchise commentary, and I have been asked to commentate this very special run here. So let's just get off with everyone's favorite station that no one likes to go to. Thank you, randomizers, for getting rid of it. It's Series Station. Because we're doing this normally, we have to go through this. So Anthony is waiting over here at the elevator. He's going to be the one to go get our morph ball and missiles first, while Poork over here on the right-hand side is triggering our cutscene.
I guess we'll go ahead and take some time to kind of explain what Multitroid is. It's a script made by Osti Havel that allows players to share their resources like health, ammo, pickups, and also share event flags like the timer there. So that allowed me to get out early there. So it really allows you to play with people that are not necessarily the same skill level. I'm a bit more experienced than Poork at this, so I just kind of want to highlight that, and also just how great this speedrun is, and kind of make like a little bit of a challenge for people that that have run a lot and not using the glitches that we're used to glitching. So I might accidentally do a couple here and there just because of muscle memory, but I'll try my best.
That's right. So let's get into this here real quick. So Anthony, one of the more experienced Super Metroid speedrunners, we have Poork here. That the little piggy himself, you can see the little hands there, might need a little help with this run. Co-op is wonderful for this. Matter of fact, I haven't told this, but one of the first races I ever did with Super Metroid was a co-op run. And it was a multi-world that was a ton of fun. So this category, if you've ever watched Super Metroid speedrunning before, you've seen a lot of crazy tech done. Samus is flailing her arms up and down in the air, diving into what's called a mock ball. We've seen absolutely insane level of tricks. That is out of the window.
って何だろうと思って調べましたが、よくわからん、出てこない。
To not do that by muscle
分
memory
かった人がいたら
because
教
this is going to
え
be
て
a
ください。
category the way that the actual
Oh,
developers,
oh,って何？
Force, actually intended this game to be
何
run.
を協力するん
So
だ？
anything that is in the preset to this. So there's that little preset package that shows how to use power bombs and use charge plasma specialty. So we can use X factors if we need to. We can bomb jump and we can wall jump because wall jumping is actually in the game. The Edacoons, one of the animals, teaches you how to do that. The same thing with the Dakara, teaches you how to shine spark. So those are 100% logical. We are allowed to do wall jumps, we're allowed to do bomb jumping, we're allowed to do X factors and charge power bomb things. Things we can't do, we cannot knockball. We cannot do any other crazy tech. We can't do out of bounds. We can't do what are called D-boosts or damage boosts. That's going to be gone. Again, the arm pumping that I mentioned, that's gone. All of that would invalidate the run. So, boys, let's talk a little bit about what's happening here and now, because Anfunny went and got Morph in our first missile pack. Poork was waiting to go fight a mini boss called Bomb Chorizo. Poork is now going to make his way to another mini boss, which I know Super Metroid fans love to see in randomizers, but we're going to see Spore Spawn. So again, because we can't do that mock ball speed tech, Anfunny, there's no way of getting the supers from what we call the early supers room in Brinstar.
That's correct.
So,
ありがとうございます。
walk us through what you're going to be doing in this part of the
で
run
協
here.
力して
Basically, I'm just trying to get
攻
this
略をす
spore
る。アイ
spawn.
テムの集めるのを分担して
You can pick up super missiles.
クリアを目指すという感じ。まあまあ、なら、オープンです。
Does that make you super pork?
納得ですね。
I've always been
ありが
super
とうご
pork.
ざいます。
I like it. So, all right. Because this is part of a fantastic charity marathon, we are at $2,940. Let's see if we can't smash that donations. Let's get that above 3,000. We got 60 to go, and we still have one insane run to come after these boys are done. But now, Poork headed to Spore Spawn. Anfunny, let's just talk about something here that's very, very important, and that is resource management. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Oh yeah, co-op, it's a huge thing because you know you got two players doing all the rooms that you would normally have the resources for. So you kind of need like more or less double, just to make it easier, and especially you know playing with Poork, like not quite as skilled. It's you know important for me to kind of help manage us in general. So that's one of the things I'm definitely focused on, and I might change up our routes here a little bit here and there. So yeah, that'll be something I'm thinking about a lot.
Here's
体
spore
力
spawn.
もリンクしている。あ、じゃあま
All right, I need to know who in
勝つな
Twitch
こ
chat's
とは
excited for
できない
Spore Spawn.
あですね。
Y'all annoy me enough during randomizers to get a little Spo. Now you get actual Spo. I want to know who's excited for Spo.
I would like to propose for chat, if we get 12 more $5 donations, then we will be at $3,000. So at 10 minutes on the timer, can we get a bunch of $5 donations and smash $3,000 out of the water real quick?
Let's go.
And yeah, get in some money for the taunt the animals because I'm just not a big fan of them. So
Save
join
the
me in that.
animals.
Save the animals, Anfunny. Come on.
I'm a speedrunner. I like to go fast, so I just have a disdain for them, you know.
So yes, this is a little bit different than what you've seen in some other marathons. We are doing save the animals versus taunt the animals. And what we mean by taunting, very simple. Poork is going to go into the animal room, stare at them, not shoot the side open and then leave. That is taunt the animals. Save the animals, Poork would shoot the wall, allowing the animals to escape the blowing up planet.
I'd like to
Poork's gonna
interject real
go-
quick that we
By all
just broke
means.
$3,000.
Yo! Let's go.
Let's go!
All right.
Now, can we break 3,100 by... you know what? I'm challenging every single one watching this right now. By the time that timer hits 15 minutes, let's see if we can get over 3,100. And again, make sure when you're donating... Hey, son, tell the folks how they can donate to that objective. Save the animals versus taunt the animals.
I would love to. So the first thing that we're going to do is !donate in chat. We're going to open up Tiltify. And now we see that there are 2 polls available. We're going to click the down arrow and we're going to click either save the animals or save the frames. Save the frames means that we're taunting those animals. So go ahead and click that button and then click checkout. The automatic for Tiltify is $10, but once you click the checkout button, you can change that to any number. You can change it to 5, you can change it to 1, whatever you want, and then do your payment details, and that will go towards that bid war. We are about 9 minutes on the clock, so we have 1 more minute until those $5 donations need to come in, chat.
Come on, let's get to 3,100. And that's nothing. We still have a lot to go here. So just to give you a little peek behind the curtain. So Anfunny right now is at the top of the section of Red Brimstone we call Red Tower. And he's going to be getting what are known as alpha power bombs. These are the first logical power bombs that the game has intended you to find. So he's going to grab these, and he's now going to be headed to our first boss called Kraid. And to peek behind the curtain, Anfunny and Poork have been training for this for quite some time for this run. The goal? Their best time, their PB, 39 minutes and 10 seconds. Let's get some hype in the chat. Let's see if these two can crush their personal best.
Let's go.
We're gonna try.
Poork grabbing a lot of speedrunners' favorite beam, the Spacer beam.
Personal little aim mode in my Twitch that you know, adds a little flavor to any of our runs where we get it.
A little bit. All right, so now we're gonna be focusing here for just a little bit, and what I mean by that is Anfunny is headed into Kraid's Lair. We're going to be headed into the easiest boss of this game. And they're meant to be harder from here. But again, Anfunny being an experienced speedrunner, there's only one piece of tech that these racers are not going to be able to do. And Anfunny is not going to be able to do a trick called the quick Kraid kill. That is a speedrunning tech and it is not allowed. So Anfunny, again, he talked about resource management here earlier. This is going to be so important because, fun fact about Kraid, he doesn't really drop super missiles at a high clip. It's like 2% in that room. So these 4 supers that he has, Poork has to be really careful not to use extra. And Anfunny's going to need all 4 of these supers. So everyone say hello to Kraid.
Hello,
And very
Kraid.
quickly, we're going to say goodbye to Kraid. Poork just picked up a very important piece of movement tech called the high jump boots. I'll explain what those do here in just a little bit. Anfunny, left-hand side of your screen. Notice how we have Kraid fully standing. He is now, oh, and see, there we go. Just missed that super missile, but able to finish things off on the left-hand side of your screen. So that's our first of the G4. Otherwise known as the Guardian 4, down. Poork is now making his way out of Upper Norfair and is going to be heading up Red Tower. And I mean, Poork, I'm right there with you. I'm not an experienced runner either. I particularly do not like the Red Tower climb.
Yeah, it's not my favorite either. But I'll try to do it smooth.
All right, chat, we're at 12 minutes. Where's that $5 train at? We got $3,050. Let's go. Let's get over 3,100.
Y'all mind if I read some of these donations real quick?
Please, by all means.
We had $5 from Neil 1993 that says, "Come on, chat, $5 train, choo choo." We had Turt Wiggy donate $65 saying, yay Podgy, yay Kingdom Hearts, yay puppies. We had Ferocious Fefe donate $25, no comment, but that went towards saving the animals. We had $5 from Anonymous, saving the animals, and $15 from Alu Vixapade that says, wish I could give more. My first dog and his need for daily walks set me on the path for pulling my own health out from the trash. All my dogs have been from shelters and orgs that rehabilitate and rehome pets. Chat, we are at $3,050, but good news, the final challenge has been unlocked. If we can raise $3,500, then we will defeat Sephiroth
That
in Kingdom
is gonna
Hearts 2 Final Mix.
That's right. That is going to add on a lot of time towards the end and just allowing everyone else to continue to donate to the Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center. Now, I want to give my boy Poork here a shout out. I don't want Anfunny getting jealous. He's my boy too. But Poork just did something that was very, very tight, and he managed to pull it off on the recovery. What you saw him at the top of Red Tower, he was able to recover. He got rid of all the waivers using a power bomb. That top block is only broken for about 5 to 10 seconds. And Poork was able to, he missed it on the first try, repositioned himself with the wall jumps, and got through the top of it right before that crumble, that block reappeared. So Poork, very nicely done. Proud of you for that. I know the races we've done and the practice that you all have done, that's very tough to do. So Poork pulling it off here where it counts during the race. And Anfunny is just hanging out over here in Upper North. We're about to get the best movement tech in the game. Speed Booster!
Yes, this will allow Poork to do this Shine Spark here to get across the moat. Normally in any percent co-op, you would do a glitch, one person would, to get across that moat, but no glitch is allowed, so we're doing a Shine Spark instead. And that's one thing I'd also like to kind of point out with, like, you know, co-op is you really need to plan out your route depending on the skill level of each of the players. So that's one thing that we have to kind of keep in mind is when are things going to line up, and what kind of safeties should we get, and that sort of thing.
You got that right. So everything looking really solid here now. Again, this is still meant to be speed running, but again, we just can't use normal speed running tech. All types of wall jump. We're about to meet our second boss, Fantoon, the boss of the wrecked ship. Windbliss is correct in chat. The hero shot is something that the racers have discussed during practice and elected for a little bit more of a safer play to get it done. And there's plenty of time in between this as well. So on the right-hand side of your screen is Fantoon, as Anfunny is going to be headed to our second mini-boss called Crocomire. We're going to be headed to get the grapple beam, which will come in handy as Anfunny will be the one taking on Dragon. More about Dragon later. Poork right now. There's a speedrunning tech known as a Doppler, which is where you trigger Fantoon to basically trick him to stay on screen longer by hitting him with missiles over and over and over again. We will not be seeing that here. Left-hand side of your screen is everyone's favorite 8-eyed lava lizard.
People like to say Croc did nothing wrong, but I like to disagree with that.
Poor Croc.
And folks, exclamation point donate in the chat. Donate. We are at $3,050. Poork is very quickly looking to finish up Fantoon here. Very, very close to the end. And that energy tank here is extremely important for Poork, as he's going to make his way through the end of this Phantoon fight and then through the wrecked ship to get the last suit of the two suits. The pancakes, known as the gravity suit. Porky!
Yo.
How's, Phantoon's not treating you the greatest here in this run, huh?
He is a little bit tough. Alright, let's finish him off there.
GG's, nicely done.
We both just on the same screen.
Nicely done. If we get to $3,100 raised before 20 minutes, we'll give Poork some extra feed and a treat to go along with his dinner later tonight.
Now that I can get behind. Feed the animal.
That's right. Feed the pork. Now, Poork, as you make your way through the wreck ship, you're looking to get that gravity suit. Why are those super missiles that you just picked up so important?
I think Anthony needs them later on when he does the Mother Brain 1 sequence.
So basically, you're being very nice to the actual pro speedrunner. Got it.
It's faster. That's why we do it.
Listen, pro speedrunner. You should be able to do it with no problem. You should be able to do this entire run blindfolded.
Well, I could do it, but that would involve glitches, so...
That's also very fair. Would we consider a blindfold a glitch? Come on, folks, let's get to that $3,100 mark. And so basically, Poork picked up what is one of the easiest super missile packs that you can get for this run. You'll see that super missile pack play a key role in normal any % speedruns. It is the second super missile pack that you will actually pick up in a normal any % speedrun. And now, with that grapple beam, we are going to see Anfunny make his way into Meridia. Meridia, oh, so full of water, which is why Poork, in getting the gravity suit, is going to be extremely important. Gravityless Meridia, I feel like is a glitch in and of itself with underwater movement.
Yeah, I'd say so. And in order to do Meridia suitless, you do have to use some glitches. So, yeah, it's not possible without some glitches. Some pretty hard glitches too. There's actually a category called reverse boss order, where you kill the bosses in reverse order, and so you have to do Meridia suitless, and yeah, there's some pretty tough glitches you have to do in order to get through that.
And now we get the ice beam. So now, if you're keeping track at home, the racers now have charge, ice, wave, and spazer. Now Anfunny is headed into Meridia, because Poork here is about to get the gravity suit. Oh, Poork, we didn't get the donation train by 20 minutes to get you some extra feed, but you do get to eat some pancakes.
Alright. I like mine with magic syrup.
There you go.
WX talking about food again.
I know, really? Me talking about food? Alright. So, this tube here actually is pretty interesting. When you lay a power bomb, you could literally leave your controller on the table, wherever you are, never touch it again, and that tank would not break. The minute Samus does any other action, whatever frame it is, it could be any button press that does an action for Samus on screen, then the tank will break. And here's that Shine Spark. Again, fully in logic, the Dakaras teach you how to Shine Spark. Nicely done, Anfunny. Anfunny now gonna go, take on the last mini-boss that we are going to see throughout this run, we are not gonna go fight Golden Teresa. It's a massive time waste, and to get there the fastest way, it would involve a glitch called the Green Gate glitch. So, Anfunny is gonna go fight Potswoon, and then is gonna make his way over to Dragon as Poork. Poork, did you put on the Varia suit that that Anfunny sent you? You know, to make sure that you don't actually burn up and become super pork bacon by the time you get into Low End Warfare. I mean, you have to go through Lava Dive, so hopefully you're wearing the Varia suit that Anfunny gave you.
Thankfully, Multi-Droid does that for me, so one less thing for me to think about.
I meant you actually, not Samus. Like, are you wearing the Varia suit so you, Pork, don't, you know, overheat and become crispy bacon?
Nah, that's my destiny.
Oh, jeez. Anfunny, I tried. You were so nice to send it to Pork, so he doesn't fry going through Lava Dive.
Well, he'll be nice and
But all
tasty.
right, folks. We are at 23.5 minutes in. Headed to our third boss. Now, the one cool thing about this boss that you're going to see Anfunny do here. Dragon, the intended way to beat Dragon is you have to damage Dragon's belly, and the more you damage Dragon, her belly is going to change colors. It'll start off this like goldenrod yellow, and it'll eventually change the more damage you do to it. There is a trick to beating Dragon. It's a trick that I believe somehow the developers intended for it to be found, because I believe it was an issue of a Nintendo Power Magazine. Yeah, shout out Nintendo Power Magazine. Do you see these turrets that Anfunny just destroyed? Now you see the electricity. That grapple beam is going to come in handy. That grapple beam is going to actually lock onto those electrocuted areas. Once Dragon grabs Anfunny with one of the goops, we're going to electrocute Dragon. Fully in logic. And Anfunny gets an amazing pattern. This is the best Dragon pattern you could get in terms of RNG. And now, here at No Glitches Allowed, if you all join us over at our food stand over by Planet Zebus, we will have crispy fried shrimp, $33.95 per meal. Buy one, get the next one 50% off. Your choice of French fries or onion rings, complete with ketchup to go with it.
All you can eat?
We'll get that when we get to Mother Brain. You'll see the French fries, the ketchup, and the onion rings. So it'll be done and ready by the time you get here. Don't worry. All right, Poork just went through an area called Lava Dive. That space jump is how you get through it normally. And now Poork is into the end portion of this run, headed on to the fourth and final G4 boss. Everyone's favorite annoying space pelican, Ridley. Now, I still see us at 3050. Let's get up to 3100 here before the end of the Ridley fight, because we're going to see some pretty unique sync-ups here. Anfunny and Poork, why don't you tell the folks what we're going to see headed towards the Ridley fight? And Anfunny, as you head to Torium.
So I'm going to go ahead and pick up some a plasma beam, and that's going to allow Poork to have a much easier fight versus Ridley. And on top of that, I'll be grabbing some missiles as well, and then I will be making my way to the final boss.
And resource management, oh, so important.
Especially when you got a ham brain or a partner.
Got him!
Why I oughta. What do you think it's like having the hammer?
Oh, I have no idea.
I'm blissfully unaware.
don't have like a really good place to farm here, so Poork might need to be a little bit more careful than he normally would. We also didn't pick up an E-tank and we normally pick up, so might be a little dangerous, but worst case, Poork can just pause the game and I can get him some health, so we should be just fine.
Poork also just did stuff that was pretty cool. So he went through fast pillars into a room called Worst Room in the Game. That's literally the name it's been given. Into a room called Amphitheater. And then what he just finished was Key Hunter Stairs. Now he's into a room called Wasteland. Lower Norfair rooms are no joke. They do a lot of damage. These enemies hit for a lot of damage. We're going to talk about those Key Hunters, the red ones, a little bit later. As Poork finishes his way through Wasteland, Anfunny is going to be headed to a room called G4. It's where the G4 statue, again, the Guardian 4, all 4 bosses, that statue remains until you beat all 4 of them. Once all 4 of them are beaten, the statue will descend, opening up the path into Torian, the final area of the game. Poork is looking phenomenal through Lower Norfair, Anthony, I gotta say.
Oh, yeah, he's really put in a lot of work, and you know, I was one of the people that kind of helped you know, improve his game and everything too, so that's been a fun experience. And just seeing the amount of growth he has in the past year is crazy. And you know, it just feels good to help out somebody as well.
Oh, 100%.
And, you know, people at home could help out some dogs if they donate for the bid war.
That's true. Right now, we've got Save the Animals is winning with a $50 lead right now, but if we want to make that goal of $3,100 before the end of this run, we could have Save the Frames or Taunt the Animals come into first place, chat. I know we can do it. Exclamation point donate in chat. Mark that bid war.
All right. So this is looking really good here. Ridley really not cooperating with Poork here towards the end of this fight. But Poork still maintaining a pretty sizable lead here on Ridley in terms of energy. Nicely done. So that was really well done from Poork. This now allows Anfunny, all bosses are done. Anfunny is now going to fly right to Torian. Here's the biggest thing, and this is something to keep in mind. Lower Norfair is the farthest away area from Torian and the farthest away from the ship. Poork is going to have to go all the way here through Lower Norfair, go through the Lower Norfair escape, circumvent Upper Norfair, back into Brinstar, all the way up Red Tower again, all the way into Crateria Crab Hole, then back to the ship. It is not a quick escape. But this allows Anfunny, on the left-hand side of your screen, to make his way through Torian and into the Mother Brain fight. Again, we are at 31 minutes. Their personal best is 39 minutes and 10 seconds. I mean, I gotta think, and son, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, you're our illustrious host. I think if they beat their personal best, I think we could easily get a couple $100 in here as, you know, congratulatory and GG's. And we gotta help out the puppies. I mean, we gotta help the puppies out.
We do definitely gotta hype up the puppies. I also think we, you know, if people want to pay for the Dragon, fried Dragon, I think we had earlier as well.
$33.95. My running joke I do on commentary. Yep.
I think that would be really great for the celebratory dinner if people want to donate so that we can get a little bit more of that.
Sounds good to me.
So Poork here is going to be standing by this energy tank, which will refill my health after we meet a potentially familiar character that we all love.
Poork is currently staring at the wall, imagining what dinner's gonna be tonight. Maybe some gourmet slop, some hay for dinner, whatever it is that pigs eat.
Sloppy hay.
There you go. Anfunny flying through Metroid Room 3. Well done. One more Metroid Room to go. Metroid Room 4. There we go. I see another $10 coming in there, chat.
Yeah, that went towards saving the frames, so we only need $41 in order to taunt the animals, save the frames. Chat, I know we can do it.
I mean, Poork is the one that has to go either save or taunt his fellow animals.
Save the animals. Save the animals.
Taunt.
And here is our familiar friend. It's Da Baby. Da Baby Metroid, all grown up. Samus, get back here. Just wants to give you a hug.
はい、ここからもし弁信号変わりまして、会場が担当させていただきます。よろしくお願いします。ただいまの、ゲームはスーパーメトロイドで、あれですね、ベミーメトロイドのところに来たところ。
Anfunny is now just a few rooms away from taking on Mother Brain, so one of the biggest
おそらく
pieces
コープっていうことになってるんですけど、このゲームってコープできたっけみたいにあれではあるんですよね。ということでおそらくモッドか、まあ、そういう、ね、専用に改造してるんだとは思います。一応スーパーメトロイドのところというか、ベミーメトロイドのところやったら、あとってもうマザー倒すだけですよね。マザー倒して、まあ、脱出パートという、もうほぼほぼ終盤な感じではありますね。で、先ほどちょっとセーフティーアニマルって言ってたので、まあ、いつも通り脱出パート中に、あれですね、サムスの師匠を助けるか助けないか。毎度イベント恒例のあれをやるんじゃないかな。
So the ammo that he had and Poork had for that matter was extremely important. Now
というわけで、マザーブレイン戦ですね。
Minute to 2 minutes to get your final donations in for our goal because we are in the end game of Super Metroid. It's the Mother Brain.
確かマザーメトロイドは3形態やって、マザーメトロイドじゃないや。マザーブレインは3形態やって一番最初の状況と、その後攻撃が苛烈になる第2段階と、本当に最後の最後の体力が一定期以上ないと耐えきれない攻撃をしてくる段階。
A donation of $41 would get us to 3,100, and also, if tagged for Save the Frames, help us save the frames, chat. There's a 2-for-1 deal right now. Go, go, go!
でもなんかあれですね、デスビームってきますね。
1 minute cutscene where we are going to see Mother Brain attempt to finish off Samus, and the baby Metroid is going to come in. Come on, viewers, let's get that number up. You are running out of time, otherwise we're going to have to save the animals.
というわけで、デスビームでとどめさされようとしたときにノーミス集中されるという。
Let's get that done. The other thing to note is this run is not over until both racers are back on the ship. When they both enter their ship,
これポークということはあれなんですかね。もうマザー倒した瞬間にもう片方がマザーシップに戻ってたらそれでクリア扱いになっちゃうのか。
is going to give Samus the hyper beam.
Oh no. Sorry for everyone having to watch this for the first time.
Oh, sorry. Alright. We're on to Mother Brain 3. You have about 10 seconds to get
ベビー
your
がということ
donation
で許さねえ。
3070.
で一応これでサムスが 最強モードになってる
$10
ので、
from Scar Pup Gaming that says save the bacon,
あ
and
と
that
は
went to saving the animals.
ひ
So
たす
right
ら
now,
ぶち抜
saving
いてれば
animals
勝て
is
ますね。
winning.
Yeah, Scarpup, thank you.
Right. We'll get a final tally. Very soon, Mother Brain is
で倒した
defeated.
ので、いつも通り
As soon as
星が
the
爆発
escape
するというこ
timer
とで逃げましょう
starts,
か。
Son will get a final tally from you, and we're either saving the animals or we are gonna taunt the animals. What our donation goal is.
やっぱりあれなんですね。相方の方も
We are.
最強モードには
I'm going, I'm
なるん
going,
です
I'm
ね。
going. We are saving the animals.
Let's go, saving the animals. Let's go, chat. Let's go.
And we only
はい、
need
今回のドネ
$30 to make
は、セーブ・ザ・アニマルということで、
$100.
師匠たちを助けるという
Go rescue these
ことになって
animals.
る
Let's
ようです。
go rescue that mini milestone we've got for this run. Let's go, chat.
なかった場合は、おそらくさっきのマザーシップに速攻で乗り込んで
Very well done.
おしまいになって
All right,
た
now, Poork has
っぽいです
saved the
ね。
animals. Poork is going to be the first one back to the ship. They are extremely close from beating their PB. They're at 38.46. Oh, so close. And there goes Anfunny.
確か
Really,
RTA のルール上ではマザーシップに入り込んだ瞬間がタイマーストップのはずなので、
Really?
もうすぐ
Leah
タイ
Duckstream
マース
isn't
トッ
any
プにな
fun.
るか
Nobody
ら
likes
し
it.
ます。
I just call it Final Torian Escape Room, but okay, let's go.
さすがにあれ
You said.
これは
Poork is on the ship.
2人とも
Poork is
マザー
done.
シップに入り込まないとダメってことなのかな。
All Anfunny has to deal with now is Steam. They are gonna sue sub 40 and
There we go.
time.
Let's
All
go.
right.
Get your GGs
はい、
in
GG
chat.
です。というわけで、
What's the final
これで
time?
いつも通り星が爆発しておしまいですね。
39.38.
GGs. Nicely done.
一応星が爆発しなかったメトロイドシリーズもあったような気はするんですけど、ストーリーの都合上、1個2個は必ず爆発してる気がします。
That's our second best, right?
Yeah.
スイッチ2が出ると発売される新しい
Yeah, just you know,
メトロイドの方とか、
you know, normal 80%.
また星が爆発するのかとかちょっと気になるところではありますけど。
World records like 4022. So
Hey, we
Glitchless-
beat the world record.
Yeah.
Let's go. And if the chat wants to hear your lovely voices again somewhere else, where can they find you?
Yeah, well, I'm, you know, stream on Twitch pretty often. I do a lot of randomizers as well as Super Metroid speedruns. And, you know, been doing races. I'm currently doing the Map Rando tournament. Yeah, it's a main spot of mine based on Twitch.
I stream mostly retro games, and I sing karaoke at Twitch TV/Poork with 2 O's.
And if you're interested in more of my commentary, I am, like I said, up and coming professional esports broadcaster. I do a lot of commentary, I do a lot of football stuff, and I even dabble in speedrunning myself. Yes, I'll be doing that very soon. You can find me at twitch.tv/WXFan21. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching them. Anfunny, Poork, that was an extremely well done co-op. Congratulations to you both. I will leave the floor to you for final thoughts.
Yeah, thanks for doing comms for us, WX, and thanks to No Glitches Allowed for letting us do this run and giving me some inspiration on making a new category.
Thanks, WX. Thank you, Anthony, for training me for this. Thanks, Shindig Pig out there, for getting me back into retro gaming. And thanks, No Glitches Allowed, for letting us put this on for you. It was a lot of fun, and we helped some animals and saved them too. So, GG's, everybody.
Yes, we did. GG's, and thank you both so much for that absolutely amazing Super Metroid run. And chat, don't go far because No Glitches Allowed 2025 will be continuing shortly.
はい、というわけで、スーパーメトロイドでした。では続いてのゲームの準備がありますので、一旦失礼いたします。